So one of our next guests, one of them, won the hearts of the nation over 13 brilliant weeks on Strictly. Chris McCausland, crowned Strictly Come Dancing winner last week, having lifted the Glitterball trophy with Diane Buswell. What an incredible partner she is. Chris, the first ever blind contestant on the show, impressed with every single routine. And he's also starring alongside comedian, host of the 1% Club, Mack, in Sky's original movie Bad Tidings. It's out on the 22nd of December. We're looking forward to this, guys. So pleased to have you with us in the studio. Hello.
How are you doing?
Guys?
How are we?
Very good. Well, I say very good. I'm a bit ill, actually, but I'm a soldier.
Do you get a bit jealous of Chris at the minute? Because, like, he's the nation's favourite.
I noticed that when we came into the building, they just said, Chris, genuinely, they went, Chris, come through.
Is this security?
You, mate, security. And I had to go through the scanners and everything.
No, I mean, when we made this film, obviously, Lee was the big star, but we've had to make his name smaller on the poster now, haven't we, Lee?
Absolutely.
God love you.
I'm the support act now. He was on Strictly. I was just in the background clapping him.
Did you get one of the seats in the audience to go?
I did.
Like?
I went to
That's nice.
like a football fan who only goes to the big games. I went to the final.
Yeah.
I was there watching him and
Lovely.
supporting him.
You're a
So yeah,
plastic
it was
fan.
fantastic.
Shed a little tear, didn't
I
you? They
was
caught you on camera.
I got a little bit emotional. I was sat next to Chris's wife, and she got very tense, obviously, as we all did.
Yes.
But I didn't realise just how. And I can't lie. I've watched it over the years, thinking sometimes they take it a bit too seriously, don't they? But when I was there, it is like a pantomime meets a penalty shootout. It's very tense, very tense.
Everybody gets really into it. And Chris, I mean, and we're going to talk about Bad Tidings in a second, but I mean, how intense was it? Like, I mean, it just takes over your life.
Completely, yeah. And it's like the most terrifying thing I've ever done. Like that first episode, absolutely grey, you know. Diane was asking me questions. It took me like 2 minutes to even grunt back at her. I was so terrified. And it is consuming. It consumes your professional life, your personal life. It's I mean, by the time you're getting up to the quarterfinals, semi-finals, we were doing 14 hours a day and straight through, no days off for 3 weeks. And
Did Paul Merson do 14 hours a day?
no, Paul Merson, he did about 3 hours and then he just said he'd had enough and went home. But he styled it out with winning personality. he was cracking, Paul. He was cracking. I mean, he just got stuck in and he loved it, you know. No matter what he said, he loved it.
That's good. And it was good entertainment to watch. But you winning it was like one of the highlights of the year. It was such a cool moment. Let's talk about Bad Tidings, and then I'm going to come for you, Mack, for your show.
Come for me.
I'm going to
That
come
sounds
for
like
you
you're going to
because that 1% Club fries my brain.
Does it?
I just can't. Gabby's beaten me.
Really?
Gabby's meant to be the thickest
Sometimes you
footballer on the
have it.
planet.
Did you hear the tone in her voice then, as if that should never
how-
happen?
I love
can
you,
you?
Gabby.
How
I
can
love
right
you.
though.
How can that beat me?
Yeah.
That's
This
the
man who can't even ride a bike.
She's spot on though.
Well, that was actually why I think the show was created, because the two guys that created it, one of them's called Dean, and he said that he doesn't feel as educated as Andy, the other guy, because he went to Oxford or Cambridge or whatever. But every day he was do these logic puzzles online, and he got them right, and Andy wouldn't get them right, and he thought there must be something in this, that it's a leveler, you know. You don't need general knowledge or traditional education to get them right.
Can you give us one of the most stupid answers that you've had though?
There was a picture of the 90% question. There was a picture of a thermometer looking, on a very high heat.
Yes.
And then a dog, and it said, "What food does this represent?" You're looking a bit blank at me now. Very high temperature
hot
dog.
Hot dogs. Hot dogs.
I just told you.
I said, I thought there's no way anyone will get that wrong. A lot of people
God.
put dog food.
Yeah, I was thinking dog food.
Dog food. Oh, were you? Yeah. I know.
The thermometer just gives it away.
It does a bit, doesn't it? I mean, some of the
look at
answers are
me.
incredible.
Sometimes you concentrate at school, some people don't.
This is
It's a
it.
problem.
Gabby's lucky he's good looking and smart.
We did do, I have to say, a Soccer Aid special. We've just filmed it. It's not been out yet. It's going to be out in June, I
Lovely.
think. And that was full of lots of ex-pros playing, you know.
Who
No,
was the-
I'm
who
not,
was the
I'm not
thickest-
generalising, but some people were worried we wouldn't get past the 80% question at all.
You're saying football is a thick.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying some of the producers worried about it, not me. But I'll tell you what, they were good. If I told you which name was particularly good, I'm not going to give anything away, but I'll tell you did well.
Go on then.
I did really well. I'm not saying I wasn't expecting him to do well, but Razor Ruddock.
Really?
He was good. Either that or he was cheating, I'm not sure, but he was good.
But that's it. It's
Was
like,
Jason McAteer on it?
No, but I was waiting for Neil Ruddock's Jason McAteer stories. I love Neil Ruddock's Jason McAteer stories. They're fantastic.
Yeah, you wonder whether Jason puts it on sometimes.
I know. I love the one that Razor Ruddock.
On, Chris, don't
The
worry
one
about
that Razor Ruddock tells about Jason McAteer being locked out of his car, and he said, "Go and get a coat hanger." You know that one?
Yeah.
He said, "Because you know you used to be able to get into cars with a coat hanger."
Yes.
He says, "Go and get a coat hanger, and I'll be able to get in." He'd come back with a wooden coat hanger.
I always remember, I mean, you don't know whether they make these up. I remember one of them saying that Jason was asked if he wanted his pizza cut into 6 or 8, and he went 6. I'm not that hungry.
The other one he tells is the one where they went to the beach for some beers, and he says, "Why don't we take loads of ice?" And they said to Jason McAteer, "There's no point taking a bag of ice because..." Oh, sorry. He said, "There's no point taking up one bag of ice because by the time you get there, it'll just melt it anyway." He said, "Good point. I'll go and get a second one."
Bless them. Listen, I'm
But
not
they were
far
good.
off
They were
myself.
really good.
Oh, that's great. I'm looking forward to that then.
Yep,
So
looking
both
forward
of
to
you
it.
in brilliant shows, but this one together, Bad Tidings, to get us right into the Christmas spirit. I remember it was Martin that done it last year, hadn't he? And it's a good show. It's a family festive one, and it's a good laugh.
Yeah, it's a film. It's a comedy film.
We're in a comedy film, yeah. It's on. Is it tomorrow night? Or no, Sunday
Sunday.
night. Sunday night.
22nd? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sunday
That's
night.
Sunday, yeah.
So when you say the 22nd, that sounds like it's like off in the future, but it's 2 days' time.
Just
Just
2
on
days.
Sunday. Me and Lee play neighbours who don't get on, and I wind him up. Everyone thinks I'm an angel, but really I'm poking him with a stick, and everyone thinks he's paranoid. And we end up as joint co-coordinators of the Neighbourhood Watch, which winds Lee's character up because I can't watch. And basically we blow the power for the whole street on Christmas Eve.
Lovely.
And hilarity ensues.
Neighbours, is any of this inspired by true events? Do any of you have?
Well, Chris was one of the writers on this, so you can ask him. My neighbours are wonderful, but I don't know if yours are awful, Chris.
You would say that, Lee?
You are live on air.
Well, you know, I mean, I didn't really want to make it challenging for Lee, so I wrote his character as being kind of quite annoying and obsessive, and he took to it like a duck to water.
Did you have good fun filming this together? I mean, when was it filmed?
It was filmed earlier this year. As is always the case with Christmas films, I think it was filmed in April or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
April and May.
But it's a lot of it's set at night, so there's lots of night shoots. So we had to work through the night. So we were finishing at like 6 a.m. But it was a good fun. It was great. It was a great cast, and yeah, we had a laugh, didn't we?
We did.
I had a laugh. I hope you had a laugh.
It was good fun. I mean, we had different experiences. I pitched this to Sky about 2 years ago, and so everything we did, I was like, I can't believe this is happening. This is like from an idea that came out of my head, and now we've got all these people. Whereas Lee was very much experienced in 3 a.m. in Romford, you know.
I always think of Chris. I'm a bit older than Chris, and I've been doing comedy a bit longer. So Chris is like me, but about 10 years ago.
Right.
So he's the kind of person that worries about the right things. So he will say, we need to change this script. We need to get rid of this scene. I mean, to the point of obsession. Whereas I'm worried about what type of hot chocolate we're getting at 3 o'clock in the morning. Do you know what I mean?
So your other obsession is Blackburn Rovers, is it, and Liverpool?
Yeah.
Both teams doing very well this season.
Yes.
How has it been watching your teams play?
Blackburn have been unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think they're on a run of 6 wins now, 6
Yes.
consecutive wins. So, yeah, it's very exciting because if they can get to Christmas, I was thinking, and be anywhere near the playoffs, I'm happy. Yeah. But I said to my son, I wouldn't take the playoffs now. Automatic
They
promotion.
should be in the Premier League, though. I remember playing against them and like Chris Samba, Pedersen.
Yeah.
That team, they should be back in the Premier League.
Yeah,
Big club.
so you were just you got the sort of glory days of the Premier League days of Blackburn, didn't you? Then
Good
if you were
old
playing
days.
against them, then
Yes.
yeah. But they've been out of the Premier League now for I'm going to say 11, 12 years.
Too
now.
long.
Get out of here! Is it that long?
Been a while now, yeah. So and they dropped down.
What
They
happens
dropped
to
down to
life?
League.
What happens to
They dropped
life?
down to League 1 as well.
Yeah.
So it's pretty exciting. But you know, you always think about your own club. You always go, they're going to mess it up, aren't they? But
Well,
fingers crossed.
they don't.
Minimum playoffs.
yes. I mean, it looks like. What about you? You're a Liverpool fan,
I
Chris.
am. Yeah.
Right,
It's-
so will you smash Spurs at the weekend after last night's disaster class at the back? Yet they still got to the semi-final.
What the thing is that like we've had a few little stumbles in the last couple of weeks, haven't we? But everybody else seems to be having them as well. You know, Chelsea are kind of are sneaking up a little bit. But this is the problem with Strictly as well, is that like Liverpool, I would have said Liverpool pretty much play on a Sunday all the time. Like, we always seem to be on a Sunday. And then Strictly started, and all of a sudden, we were just on every Saturday, either during the dress rehearsal or we played during the dress rehearsal, 5:30 as the show was starting, 8 o'clock one night. Who plays at 8 o'clock on a Saturday? That was the Villa game.
It's almost like Liverpool FC aren't factoring in Chris McCausland's work schedule. It's almost like that, isn't it?
Well, do you know when you're relying on the audience vote and you're and like half of your home city is watching something else?
That's true.
It does play on the mind.
On.
But we are doing phenomenal, really, and it's. I mean, Arne Slot, he's done fantastic coming in, hasn't he? But like, it's he has inherited a Mercedes, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he's but he's done very, very good taking over the reins. And we just need to get these contracts sorted. That's the jeopardy at the minute, isn't it?
I think it's done, and I think you're going to get a big Christmas announcement. I
Do
think
you reckon?
Salah's done.
Really?
I think Van Dijk's done, and there's going to be like a Santa Creme early or something like that.
I'm not sure how it works exactly, but isn't it like as soon as we get to January, all like Trent, Salah, and Van Dijk can just talk to who they want?
I think Trent will go, and I think the other two will have signed.
Trent
and
will go?
sealed. I think so.
He'd
Real
be
Madrid you
mad.
can't turn down, can you?
At Real Madrid, yeah, you would. His pal Jude. Listen, you two are magic. Thank you so much
Yes,
for
thank
coming
you very
in.
much, guys.
Bad Tidings out on Sunday. Looking forward to this. It's a Sky original movie. Lee Mack, Chris McCausland, thank you so much for coming in. And Merry Christmas when it comes.
Hey, Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry
Thank you.
Christmas. All the best. Look after yourself. You're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.